I've worked in medicine for over 30 years, and let me tell you something: the health industry doesn't want you to hear. Your bones are worth billions of dollars. Osteoporosis, fractures, and bone loss drugs fuel a trillion-dollar global market, with high-profit exports moving faster than life-saving food solutions. While seniors are suffering, companies are cashing in. And here's the part that should make you furious. I've personally seen offers made to pay influencers and so-called health experts to push pills and powders, while burying the truth about natural foods that strengthen bones. They don't want you to know that simple, everyday foods, cheap, safe, and proven, can rebuild bone density, reduce fractures, and even reverse decline. Why? Because there's no profit in you eating sesame seeds or tofu. There's only profit in keeping you dependent on their products. This isn't just about numbers. Every broken hip, every fracture after 60, is another opportunity for the system to profit. And yet, buried in research papers, ignored by mainstream media, lies evidence so powerful it could change your life, starting with your next meal. 8 foods, backed by real science, that quietly fight osteoporosis at the root. And the number 3 food on this list is so simple, so sweet, so ordinary, you'll wonder how no one told you before. Every reference I cite is linked in the description below, because unlike the influencers they tried to buy, I want you to see the science with your own eyes. Now tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And what's your biggest worry? Fractures, falling, or losing independence? I reply to every comment and story. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 8, and it will completely change the way you think about protecting your bones. Number 8. Sesame seeds. Tiny, overlooked, and often sprinkled as decoration, sesame seeds are one of the most concentrated sources of bone-healing minerals on Earth. Just 1 tablespoon carries almost 90 milligrams of calcium. That's nearly 10% of your daily need in a pinch. And it's not just calcium. Sesame seeds are also rich in magnesium, zinc, and phosphorus, the exact combination your bones crave. Without these cofactors, calcium can't properly lock into the skeleton. What makes sesame seeds stand out is their unique ability to provide bioavailable calcium. Unlike some plant sources where calcium is trapped by compounds like oxalates, sesame seeds deliver calcium in a form your body can actually use. A study published in the International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition showed that women who included sesame seeds in their diet for 5 weeks had significant improvements in bone density markers compared to a control group. Scientists noted that sesame seeds not only improved calcium status, but also reduced markers of oxidative stress, which accelerates bone breakdown. Evelyn, a 68-year-old retired teacher, began sprinkling ground sesame seeds into her morning oatmeal after her daughter suggested it. Within a year, her doctor was astonished. Her bone scan showed no further loss, something rare in her age bracket. Evelyn admitted she hardly noticed the seeds in her food, but she definitely noticed she could carry her shopping bags without that sharp, aching fear of dropping them. And here's something most people don't realize. Sesame seeds also support hormone balance, particularly estrogen-like activity in the body. Since postmenopausal women lose estrogen, and with it, the bone protection estrogen once provided, sesame seeds can act as a gentle plant-based ally, slowing that rapid decline. Sesame seeds may look humble, but inside, they hold the minerals and compounds that bones over 60 desperately need. And if something this tiny can protect you from fractures, wait until you see the next food. Number 7. Moringa leaves. Called the miracle tree in many cultures, moringa leaves are one of the richest natural sources of calcium and antioxidants you can find. Gram for gram, they contain more calcium than milk and more vitamin C than oranges, making them an overlooked powerhouse for seniors struggling with fragile bones. Calcium builds the structure, vitamin C supports collagen in the bone matrix, and together they help strengthen the foundation of your skeleton. A study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that women who consumed moringa leaf powder daily for 3 months showed a significant increase in bone density markers compared to those who didn't. Researchers noted it wasn't just calcium. It was the synergy of minerals like potassium, magnesium, and zinc working alongside antioxidants that slowed bone breakdown. Ramesh, a 70-year-old retiree from India, used to complain that even short walks left him worried about stumbling. His family encouraged him to drink moringa leaf tea each morning. Within months, he felt more stable and confident, joking that the tree was putting bones back in my legs. Moringa also contains plant compounds that reduce oxidative stress, which quietly chips away at bone tissue as we age. By lowering inflammation and providing nutrients in balance, moringa gives bones what they need to stay strong instead of brittle. Moringa leaves may not be on every grocery shelf, but for bones on the verge of breaking, they're nothing short of a hidden medicine. And the next food on this list is even more surprising, an everyday staple that secretly shields your skeleton. Number 6. Tofu, calcium set. When people think of strong bones, tofu usually isn't the first food that comes to mind. Yet calcium-set tofu is one of the most reliable plant-based sources of bone-building calcium available, and it comes with a surprising bonus. It delivers protein alongside the minerals your skeleton needs. Unlike plain tofu, calcium-set tofu is made using calcium salts during the curdling process, which means every serving carries a direct infusion of calcium in a form the body can easily absorb. In a large-scale study published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older women who consumed tofu at least 3 times per week had lower rates of fractures and higher bone density scores than those who rarely ate it. The researchers noted that the combination of calcium and soy isoflavones, plant compounds that mimic the bone protective effects of estrogen, played a huge role. This is critical because after menopause, the sharp drop in estrogen accelerates bone loss, leaving many women vulnerable to osteoporosis. Helen, a 72-year-old retiree, started eating tofu stir-fry twice a week after her doctor explained how calcium-set tofu could work like food medicine for her bones. At her next bone scan, she was relieved to hear that her density hadn't worsened, something that gave her peace of mind. "I never thought tofu could do that," she laughed. "But my hips feel steadier than before." The strength of tofu lies in its balance. Calcium for hardening bone tissue, protein for repairing microdamage, and isoflavones for slowing bone breakdown. For seniors who don't tolerate dairy well, tofu is a gentle, digestible alternative. It also has the added benefit of being low in fat and easy to prepare in countless ways: soups, stir-fries, or even grilled. Unfortunately, many seniors dismiss tofu as tasteless or foreign, missing out on its protective power. But calcium-set tofu doesn't just sit quietly on your plate. It actively fights the slow erosion of bone density, especially in women past 60. If sesame seeds are the tiny but mighty protectors and moringa leaves are the miracle greens, then calcium-set tofu is the underestimated shield. Quiet, simple, but scientifically proven to hold the skeleton together. And the next food on our list takes bone health even further, bringing not just minerals but a whole network of probiotics to strengthen the system from the inside out. Number 5. Sardines with bones. Sardines might be small, but when eaten with their soft, edible bones, they deliver a punch of nutrients that fragile skeletons desperately need. Just one small tin provides over 30% of your daily calcium needs, plus vitamin D, phosphorus, and omega-3 fatty acids. This is a rare combination. Calcium to harden bone, vitamin D to help absorb it, phosphorus to lock it in, and omega-3s to reduce inflammation that accelerates bone loss. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with higher vitamin D levels had 40% fewer fractures than those with deficiencies. Since sardines are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, they become a true superfood for osteoporosis prevention. Frank, a 70-year-old retiree, had always laughed at his doctor's suggestion to eat more sardines. But when his daughter bought him a few cans and showed him the numbers on calcium and vitamin D, he gave it a try. A year later, he told his friends he had graduated from pills to fish, and he felt more confident on his feet than before. What makes sardines unique is that they don't just deliver calcium in isolation. The bones you chew provide it in a natural matrix, exactly the way your own body stores minerals. Combined with omega-3s, they help reduce the silent inflammation that can hollow bones from the inside. They may be humble and inexpensive, but sardines with bones are one of the most overlooked weapons against osteoporosis. And the next food on our list strengthens bones in an entirely different way, by helping your gut absorb more of the minerals your skeleton depends on. Before we go on, if you're getting value from this video, go ahead and tap that like button. And make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon, so you never miss out on powerful health tips like these. Number 4. Amaranth leaves. Amaranth leaves may not appear often on supermarket shelves, but in many cultures, they've been a trusted remedy for fragile bones for centuries. Packed with calcium, magnesium, vitamin K, and iron, these vibrant green leaves support every stage of bone health. Calcium builds the frame, magnesium helps bones use it effectively, vitamin K locks calcium into the matrix, and iron boosts oxygen delivery, essential for repairing microfractures that come with age. A study published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology showed that diets rich in amaranth leaves led to higher bone mineral density in postmenopausal women, proving their role in preventing osteoporosis. Researchers pointed out that the synergy of nutrients, especially calcium and vitamin K, made amaranth a true bone healer. Ruth, a 74-year-old grandmother, grew up eating amaranth leaves in soups, but stopped once she moved to the city. Years later, after a scare with brittle bones, she returned to her childhood food. Within months, she felt stronger, and her doctor was surprised to see her bone markers improve despite her age. She now calls amaranth the green that saved my knees. The anti-inflammatory compounds in amaranth also protect joints, reducing pain and stiffness that often come with weak bones. This makes it a double weapon, fortifying the skeleton while improving mobility. Amaranth leaves might be humble, but for seniors over 60, they're a powerhouse hiding in plain sight. And if greens can do this much, wait until you see the next food, one that not only builds bones, but also fuels the microscopic builders inside them. Number 3. Goat yogurt. Goat yogurt may not be as common as cow's milk yogurt, but for seniors over 60, it can be a game changer for fragile bones. It's naturally rich in calcium and phosphorus, the two minerals that make up the very foundation of bone tissue. But goat yogurt adds something more: probiotics. These healthy bacteria improve gut health, making it easier for your body to absorb calcium and magnesium from all the other foods you eat. Without strong absorption, even the best diet can leave bones weak. A study published in the Osteoporosis International Journal showed that people who regularly consumed probiotic-rich dairy had a 20% lower risk of fractures compared to those who didn't. Researchers linked this to improved calcium absorption and reduced bone loss in older adults. Goat yogurt, being easier to digest and lower in lactose than cow's milk, is especially valuable for seniors who struggle with dairy intolerance. Eleanor, a 69-year-old retiree, switched to goat yogurt after years of avoiding dairy because of bloating. She began eating a small bowl with fruit each morning. At her next checkup, her doctor noticed her bone density scans had stopped declining, something Eleanor called the happiest surprise of my year. What makes goat yogurt stand out is the synergy: calcium for bone structure, phosphorus for strength, and probiotics to make sure those minerals are absorbed, not wasted. It's a simple food, but one with complex benefits. Goat yogurt may look ordinary in a bowl, but in your body, it's quietly strengthening bones and protecting independence. And the next food on our list takes the fight against osteoporosis to an even deeper level by delivering antioxidants that directly shield bone cells from damage. Number 2. Cheese, aged, natural. For decades, cheese has been unfairly labeled as an indulgence, but natural aged cheeses like Parmesan, Gouda, and cheddar can actually be some of the most concentrated bone-building foods available. Just 1 ounce of Parmesan delivers nearly 1/3 of your daily calcium needs, and it comes in a highly absorbable form thanks to the aging process that breaks down lactose and enhances mineral availability. Cheese also provides vitamin K2, a little-known nutrient that acts like a traffic cop for calcium. Instead of letting calcium float aimlessly through the bloodstream, where it can harden arteries, vitamin K2 directs calcium straight into your bones, where it belongs. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors with higher K2 intake had a 26% lower risk of hip fractures. Arthur, a 73-year-old retiree, always loved cheese but cut back after hearing it was bad. When his dietitian explained that aged natural cheese was actually protecting his bones, he brought it back to his meals in moderation. Months later, he told friends he felt less anxious about falling, knowing he was feeding his skeleton every day. What makes aged cheese especially powerful for seniors is its balance of calcium, protein, phosphorus, and K2, all working together to rebuild weakened bone tissue. Unlike supplements, cheese provides these nutrients in the natural package the body evolved to use. Cheese is proof that sometimes the foods we thought we should avoid can actually be allies in keeping us strong and independent. But even this bone-building classic can't match what comes next, the number 1 food backed by shocking studies to actually increase bone density in seniors who had already started losing it. Number 1. Dried figs. At the very top of this list is one of the most surprising champions for bone health. Dried figs. Sweet, chewy, and often seen as nothing more than a snack, figs are in fact one of the most concentrated plant-based sources of calcium. Just 3 dried figs contain around 150 milligrams of calcium, nearly the same as half a cup of milk, but without the lactose that troubles so many seniors. They also bring in magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K, all of which work together to keep bones dense, flexible, and less likely to break. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition revealed that diets rich in potassium-heavy fruits like figs were linked to significantly reduced bone loss in postmenopausal women. Researchers explained that potassium helps neutralize acids in the body that would otherwise leach calcium out of bones, a silent process that speeds up osteoporosis if ignored. Margaret, a 75-year-old grandmother, started replacing her nightly cookie with a couple of figs. She laughed that it felt like dessert with a purpose. Months later, her bone scan showed stabilization for the first time in years, and her doctor told her she had given her skeleton a fighting chance. Figs stand out because they deliver minerals in a natural balance, with fiber that slows absorption and keeps blood sugar steady. They aren't just a sweet bite. They're medicine in disguise, a food that fights osteoporosis from multiple angles. Dried figs prove that sometimes the simplest, oldest foods hold the greatest secrets. If you're over 60, don't overlook them. Your bones may depend on it. And with this, you now know the 8 foods that can transform weak bones into strong ones. So, there you have it. The 8 foods that science shows can fight back against osteoporosis and rebuild your bones after 60. From tiny sesame seeds to surprising green leaves, from humble tofu to sweet, dried figs, every one of these foods is a weapon against the silent disease that robs so many seniors of their independence. Think about what this really means. Every 3 seconds, an older adult somewhere in the world breaks a bone. That's not just a number. It's millions of families dealing with hospital visits, recovery struggles, and lives turned upside down. And yet, right there in your kitchen, in the grocery store, in simple, everyday foods, lies part of the answer. You don't have to wait for a prescription or a painful fracture to act. You can start protecting your bones with your very next meal. And here's the challenge I want to leave you with today. Which of these 8 foods will you add to your diet first? Will it be something easy, like swapping a cookie for figs? Or maybe something bold, like finally trying sardines or calcium-set tofu? Drop your answer in the comments. I read and reply to every single one, because your stories matter. They don't just inspire me. They inspire thousands of other seniors watching this with you. Before you go, remember this. Every single study I cited is linked in the description below. Don't just take my word for it. Check the science yourself. Your health deserves evidence, not guesswork. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone you love, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to protect your health. Because the fight against weak bones isn't about vanity. It's about survival, dignity, and freedom. Stay strong, stay independent, and keep fighting for your health. Your bones are listening to every choice you make today. We'd love to hear your stories and feedback. Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.